Hey everybody, Todd Hudak with Hudak Consulting. Listen, I'm going to lighten up a little bit. But one of the questions that I get almost daily in my travels from all over the globe is, what do you think is the #1 selling book out there in the market today? And I say, wow, there's so many of them. But I'll tell you what, I've come up with one that I don't care what you sell, I feel it's the best selling book out there in the industry today. Are you ready? Okay, now, I'm going to tell you right now, here we go. If you haven't seen it, it's called Green Eggs and Ham. Now, I'd like to tell you I'm going to read the whole entire book, but I'm not. But I'm going to go ahead and get two principles. I'm going to give you 2 reasons why this is the #1 selling book in the world. Okay? Most of you have probably had it read to you, or some of you, I know you're still reading it. But that's okay. That's cool. I'm with you. So anyhow, Green Eggs and Ham. Let's talk about it. When I open it up, you see a hand with the plate of green eggs and ham. Now, I don't know about you, but green eggs and ham just doesn't look too attractive to me. It's not something that I'm ready to go for. Then it says green eggs and ham. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and get to the very page. I am Sam, okay, and he's rocking around. Next thing you know, he goes, I am Sam. Now notice there's a guy sitting there reading a newspaper, and he hasn't figured out what's going on yet. Next thing you know, here goes Sam I am. The guy with the newspaper's got a little bit, he almost looks a little scared, doesn't he? Okay, well here you go, it gets even better. He says, that Sam I am, that Sam I am, I do not like that Sam I am. Now, I don't know, he just doesn't like Sam. Okay? Can't figure out why, but we'll talk about that in a little bit too. Here you deal, look at this, do you like green eggs and ham? Here's Sam going, wow, look at, he's throwing it in the face of the guy, and the guy's sitting there going, man alive, it just doesn't even look good, really does it? It gets better. Here you go. Next thing he says, the guy goes, I do not like them, Sam I am, I do not like green eggs and ham. Now, but most of us are sitting there saying, how can he make that judgment, and he hasn't even really tried them. But look at them, they're gross looking. Okay? So here's part 1 of this book. It says, would you like them here or there? If you're in sales, anything that involves an either or close is very good. You want to buy it right now or later? You coming in right now or later? Which is better for you? So, Sam gets very persistent. As you know, the guy turns around, walks away. It says, I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. So, what do you think Sam does? Sam says, let me tell you what. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? Basically, Sam is persistent enough. He's not listening to what this guy's saying about green eggs and ham. The guy says, look, what part of, I don't like them either way. Well, as you know, if you know the book, this is the part where I'm going to kind of get to the point. He basically says, hey, will you try them here or there in a car, eat them here or there? And basically the guy's saying, no, 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 no. Sam comes back and says, will you try them here or there? Will you try them with whatever, right? A train, a train, a train. Could you, would you, on a train? So as you know, it goes on and on and on, and I got to get to kind of the part where it says, no, I would not, could not, no matter what, I do not like green eggs and ham. Finally, what happens is the guy says, I don't know much, but I don't see me getting away with it. So he finally breaks down. So that's where everybody goes, Sam, strong as bear breath. Sam says, look. The guy says, I'll try your green eggs and ham if you'll just leave me alone. So finally what happens, even while the guy's looking at the green eggs and ham, he realizes that they still just don't look like something we all want to eat. Next thing you know, look at this guy, smile, eat a banana sideways. I like green eggs and ham, I do, I like them, Sam I am, and I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat. And it goes on, and he would eat them on a train, on a plane. He would eat them with a fox, he'd eat them in a house with a mouse. Basically, look at the guy. He says, look, I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am. So what do you think the moral of the story is? Let me tell you about phase 1 of the story. Phase 1 is that if you're a salesperson and you truly are persistent, you can override all objections. But that's the one that everybody gets. But the real story here, the second part of this story is I want to ask you something. In the very beginning, Sam is who? Who do you think Sam really represents? Do you know that Sam probably represents change? Okay? Sam is changing your life, regardless of what you're trying to do. But let me ask you something. What does change look like? Okay? Change probably doesn't look very good. Change probably looks like green eggs and ham. So that means that change isn't very attractive. Green eggs and ham is not attractive, but that's the change. Now if you look, here's the guy with the newspaper going, I don't know much, but I don't like Sam. He even says, I don't like Sam. How could he not like Sam? Because Sam represents change. So this guy is saying, I don't know much, but I don't like change. To the point where when change gets put in his face, he says, no, I don't want to have nothing to do with change. But the moral of the story is, when he finally says, look, I'm willing to change. And I'm willing to try change. I'm willing to try your green eggs and ham, which is known as change. And once he does, he finds out that change isn't all that bad. Matter of fact, change really tastes pretty good. And he realizes that, yes, I do like change. Thank you, Sam. And Sam is the implementer of change. So I wanted to share that with you. So either one, you're Sam and you're trying to do everything you can to get the sale. Or maybe you're that guy sitting in the chair that doesn't know much, but green eggs and ham doesn't look very attractive, and you're going to dig your heels in. Well, let me tell you what. Green eggs and ham is change, and we need change in our life in order to go forward. So I want you to get this book for two reasons. One, it's just a good book to read, and two, it's a life lesson. So once again, thank you, and hopefully this book kind of helps you look at change and persistence a little bit better. Thank you. Todd Hudak with the HC team, baby.